안녕하세요 everyone. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys a very comforting and soothing soup to make. In Hmong, we like to call this soup Taub Ntxuav Yag, and Taub Ntxuav Yag refers to as a Luffa Gourd. Hau means to boil, and Ncxuav means with mushrooms. And within our family, my grandparents and parents love to call this type of soup a Zaub quas laug dish, which refers to as a dish for the elders. And the reason why it's a dish for the elders is because it's very simple, very light, not greasy, not overly spicy. It's easy to consume and eat, especially for those who can't really consume much salt, much grease. They want more on the lighter side. And within the Hmong culture, this type of dish can be served as a side dish to pair it along with meat, but it can also be a main course. For me specifically, I love this soup as a main course. I just love to add rice to it and just eat it as is. For those who want to learn a little bit more about what you can cook for your parents or grandparents, especially lighter dishes, this dish is for you guys. For those who are new, I hope you guys learned something. I hope you guys can give this recipe a try, and let me know if you guys ever used a Luffa Gourd before and how you guys like to use it up. Other than that, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how to make this super simple Luffa Gourd soup for all of you guys to see, and it's gonna be very delicious and very fast to make as well. So let's go ahead and start cooking. Let's go. Before we start, I wanted to show you guys all the ingredients that we're going to be using for this soup. So besides the mushrooms, the two most important parts are these here. And these are my mom's two favorite luffas or gourds that she loves to use in her soups. And this one here is known as a Chinese okra, or also a luffa. Same with this one, is also a Luffa Gourd. But in Hmong, we like to call these Taub Ntxuav Yag. And you guys can definitely find these at your local Asian grocery market. They will have it available. But basically all you do is take a peeler and peel off the skin on both of these, and then rinse it well, and then you'll cut it into bite-sized pieces. And that's pretty much it. And when it comes to the mushrooms, my mom likes to use oyster mushrooms here, a little bit of cilantro for some aromatics. You can also use basil if you want. And some wood ear mushrooms. She likes wood ear mushrooms for texture. You can find wood ear mushrooms at most Asian grocery store, either dried or already hydrated and ready to go in the mushroom section. Today I am using the dried one, and the packet I'm using looks like this. It usually comes in a pack of 2, and I'm using 1 pack. I unopened it, put it in a bowl, added some hot water to it, let it soak and hydrate for about 2 hours, and then this is what they look like. Just go ahead and rinse it off really well, and then you can use it. So these are nice because they're already in kind of like bite-sized pieces, so I don't have to worry about cutting it off. And then I'm also going to be using some peppers here that I slivered off just for some spice, and of course you gotta have some lemongrass here. And the seasoning wise, pretty basic. All we're using is some salt here and some mushroom seasoning. And that's pretty much it. So let's go ahead and start cooking. So in the pot here, I have about 4 cups of water. We don't need much water because the mushrooms and the gourds already have so much water in them. We're gonna go ahead and add in the wood ear mushrooms and all of the luffa. We're just going to place the lemongrass on top of here and the oyster mushrooms. So all in one pot. Go ahead and close this with a lid and let this come to a boil for at least 3 to 5 minutes, and then we'll come back. Okay, it's been a good 4 minutes. You guys can tell a lot of moisture has risen up. Let's go ahead and season this with some salt and some mushroom seasoning for some umami. And then go ahead and add in the peppers. And the peppers, I did cut them so you can release some of the spices in there. Okay, the gourds are nice and cooked. Last thing we're going to add is the cilantro. You guys can also add basil in here if you guys prefer. We have cilantro in our garden, so we'll put it in there because it's nice and fresh. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and turn off the heat, and go ahead and taste it for seasoning. Other than that, this soup is pretty much done. You can go ahead and serve this with some rice. You can eat it as is, like this, and it's just very, very simple, but also very soothing for the soul. Yay, so we are done with the soup. You guys can definitely serve this with some rice. You can also have some grilled meat on the side if you guys need that protein. But we made this vegetarian today, nice and light and healthy, and also very soothing for the soul. So my favorite way to eat this is to simply just add some fresh jasmine rice into the soup and eat it out of the bowl. Very simple. And just a little fun fact for you guys, Taub Ntxuav Yag translates to as a squash or pumpkin that washes hands. So Tao means like a pumpkin or a squash, and Zol means to wash, and a Ya means like a certain type of pan. So if you put that all together, it's like a squash or a pumpkin that washes pans, which makes sense because loofahs in this modernized world are used to clean, are used to scrub stuff. And back in the day, my grandparents would grow loofahs in Laos, and they would keep a few to outgrow them and until they get fibrous inside, and dry them and use them as sponges to wash dishes. So from my understanding, that's why we call Luffa gourds in Hmong Taub Ntxuav Yag. So I just wanted to share that with you guys.